message in the Quran. And after hearing this verse, the mu'min, the person who has got iman, who has got belief, then the direction of that person's life changes. Allah Ta'ala has said in this verse that without any doubt, Allah Ta'ala will take hisab, will account for everything. Ala kulli shay'in hasiba. Allah Ta'ala will take the hisab of everything. One wali said that this verse is what changed me. Such a great verse that it gives the understanding to a person. What is the understanding it gives to a person? That an individual should live life with total caution. Total caution. When a person realizes, then everything, ala kulli shay'in, doesn't have yaqeen. The mufassirin have said that here, a person who doesn't have yaqeen in these words that there will be hisab, we just hear, but we don't have yaqeen. We hear from the ulama, we hear bayans or speeches and lectures, but we don't have yaqeen in this. We don't have yaqeen in this. If we had yaqeen, if we had certainty in this, then we wouldn't doubt. If we had, for example, yaqeen that there will be rain outside, if I have total certainty, then how will I leave the home or the building I'm in into the rain? Yes, it would be difficult for me to go, isn't it? Otherwise, for example, I'll wear clothes that will not get soaked, and I'll go out with protection so that I don't get soaked. And if there's fire outside, then I'll go out carefully. Now, on the Day of Judgment, according to this hadith, the meaning of this hadith in Sunan Abi Dawud, an individual, due to living the life of freedom and just total jail and come out, no. You can say, without, broken the shackles and do what he wants. And for example, it's not the case that on the Day of Judgment you'll have a barrister and a solicitor, and then I'll go on bail and go into jail and come out. No, this is the court of Allah. There's no hisab, there's no wakil. There will be no barrister, no judge there to help you, no bail. Allah will decide, and the angels will chain the person, shackle him up and pull him away. Allah mentioned this every day in the Quran. We read this. The ulama, the respectful ulama, they tell us this. We hear, we read, we know every day. But it comes out of our minds and our hearts. We have doubt, or we have non-certainty, or we have weakness. Shaitan and nafs, the devil and our desires have imprisoned us. We think that we have reached, I've done this, I've done that, I'm the best. If I get angry, somebody who's below me in power, I will suppress him and tread on him and trample him. Astaghfirullah. No hisab, no consideration, no caution. So with regards to this subject, Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us in this hadith in Sunan Abi Dawud, on the Day of Judgment, from the ummah, they will be given an ajib adab, a unique form of punishment on the Day of Judgment will be served to them. What will be the punishment served to them? Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that in Jahannam, in their mouths, they will have 2 tongues, and they will be 2 tongues of fire. Na'udhu billah, may Allah Ta'ala forgive us. He'll be conscious, not that he's dead, he's gone into the soil, into the grave. This is not the concept of Islam. There's no dust or soil or grave that is hollow and empty. The man will become in the grave just like what he is now. Now, alive, conscious, alert, aware. For example, me and you now, we're sitting here and suddenly we pass away. Yes, we cannot even, for example, absorb. And how long will this carry on for? Forevermore. What will be my hal, your hal, our hal? May Allah forgive us if we're in that scenario, that situation. Who will save us? Who will save us? Is there anybody who will save us? Ammar bin Yasir radiyallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with him, stated that Allah's Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do you know who these people will be with the 2 tongues of fire in the Day of Judgment? We think, he did a big sin, major sin, or he didn't do this act of worship, I pray salah, I do good actions, I worship, I cannot be in that situation. I'll say this, won't I? I think this Hazrat Thanvi rahmatullah, remember his statement. What a great statement, maqula. He stated, and he was Hakimul Ummah, the physician of the Ummah, the physician of the believers. Ibadah, worship becomes a habit, said Hazrat Thanvi. Don't be proud of your ibadah. Ibadah becomes a habit. This becomes a habit for a person. Today you don't get up, then you start getting up. People in Jamaat will take you, inshallah, once or twice they'll sit you down, and then they'll speak to you, and you'll know about deen, and you'll become habitual in salah. You'll become namazi, isn't it? So ibadah becomes a habit. But this is not how it should be. Ibadah, it becomes a habit. But what is this? That the habit in reality is what the inside us, the khabaith, the khabais, the wretchedness that's inside us. We have to keep on opposing them, fighting them. Oh, I'm fine now, but tomorrow the same problem. Oh, I'm fine now, I've done tawbah, I've repented. That what was the sin of that person? That the conclusion was 2 tongues of fire in Jahannam. This is such a sin. We don't even see it as a sin. We have this as a quality in our lives. Astaghfirullah. Today's societies amongst me and you and the people around us, we think that this is a good quality. We praise that person. Oh, this is that person. He's got good characteristics. He is a good man. He's a good woman. That this is what's being explained here. That the insan who makes this sin, commits this sin, then Allah will take hisab of that person. And shaitan has flipped it upside down. Rather today we praise such people who have this sin inherent in their lives. What is this sin? Allah's Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that individual who has 2 faces, the 2-faced person. The 2-faced person, yeah? The person, not literally with 2 faces, but he's 2-faced. How many tongues will have thereafter? He'll have 2 faces and 2 tongues. Because in the world, he had a life of 2 ruh, 2 directions, 2 faces. Allah will change his face on the Day of Judgment. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us. He had 2 faces. Yes, then it's explained further by the Prophet of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Great example given. The ibadah of dhikr, the effect of dhikr. Dhikr is a cure. It's a prescribed cure by Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala has given His dhikr, His remembrance, not as ibadah, not as worship. For worship there are many other actions. Thus we don't do dhikr for ibadah. I'll do dhikr, I'll get this much thawab and reward. Leave thawab and reward and sawab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what He gives for His dhikr, He will give the reward 100%. No doubt. You do any action for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is inherent reward. But understand the objective of doing dhikr of Allah. We are munafiqs, we are hypocrites, we are mushrik, we have big defects inside and impurities, and no action can purify the heart. Ala bi dhikrillah. Subhanallah. Allah has announced in the Quran, Ala bi dhikrillah. There's no action that can wash your heart. There's no ibadah. But if you pray salah, you will stay as a munafiq. You do talawat, you will stay as a munafiq. You're doing hajj, you are doing hajj as a munafiq. There's only wahid, one action. That when you do dhikr Allah, you remember Allah, not 12 tasbih, 13 tasbih, 14 tasbih, 15 minutes. No. Depends on how big a munafiq you are. How much of a hypocrite you are. And if you don't analyze yourself, self-analysis, I want to be pure now. I've started to clean myself, purify myself. Carry on doing dhikr. وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. Subhanallah. Yes, bukra'atan wa asila. Subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that food spiritual for you is dhikr kathira. But, alhamdulillah, your mamul, your habit should be do dhikr morning and evening. Morning and evening. And don't just leave it at that. And this is ibadah. We do 10 tasbih and I've done enough. No. No. Maraqaba, dhikr silent in the heart, we have to do all the time. If, for example, if I say to you,